Scintilla in casa laborat, fessa est. So this is our story on page 10 from chapter 1. So Scintilla is going to be our subject. Scintilla laborat works in casa, in the house. She is tired, fessa est. And we know that fessa and scintilla go together because they both are feminine. Horatia in casam intrat. So we want to mark off our prepositional phrase again. Horatia enters into the house. She is hungry. So we know that Horatia goes with Yeuna because they're both feminine. She is hungry. Est is. Sed cena non parata est. But dinner is not ready. So again, right, we know dinner, cena, has to go with parata. Scintilla festinat et max cena est parata. Scintilla hurries, and soon, max, dinner, cena, is prepared. And if you look at the Latin word order, you can tell that sometimes the S comes at the end, like here, but sometimes it's in the middle, so we can move our words around, and it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence in the way that it would in English. Ecce inquit, cena est parata. Look, she said, dinner is prepared, or dinner is ready. Whoop, get our highlighter here instead of our marker. And an important thing to note about Latin, right, is number 1, the end of the verb tells you who the subject of the sentence is. So you don't always have to have a pronoun like he or she or it, because that T at the end of your verb tells you that your subject is he, she, or it. So look, she says. This T is telling you that she is the subject. Puella laeta est. The girl is happy. Ad mensam festinat et avide cannot. So let's mark off, we have another prepositional phrase here. So we take our preposition, ad, and go with its object. So she hurries, again that T in your verb is going to tell you who your subject is. She hurries to the table and she eats greedily or hungrily. Postridie scintilla ad tabernas ambulat. The next day, scintilla, and let's go ahead and mark off our prepositional phrase, walks to the shops. And we're going to talk about why we have an AS at the end of tabernas, but just an A at the end of words like cena or scintilla. Latin nouns are going to change their ending depending on what part of speech they are in your sentence or how they're being used. So that's what we're going to talk about in our next chapter. Horatia in casa laborat. Horatia works in the house. And again, you can see in our sentence with scintilla, we had our subject, our verb, and then we had this prepositional phrase. In our next sentence, we have our subject, our verb, our prepositional phrase, right? So Latin likes to put the verb at the end of a sentence. But sometimes that order gets changed around. And we're going to see that happen in the end of our story. So Mox Scintilla reddit, et in casam intrat. Soon Scintilla returns, and she goes into the house. Prepositional phrase. Look, parata est cena. Dinner is ready. So again, we can highlight, right? We know that parata and cena go together, but here we're going to have our verb here and the subject of our sentence there. Where up above we had our subject here and our verb here. Sometimes the est, like I said up above, is before parata, sometimes after. So Latin will move words around, right? In English, if you move words around, you either sound like Yoda or you completely change the meaning of your sentence. But in Latin, because we're looking at the ends of the words, it's not going to be a big deal at all. In our last line, Scintilla laeta est. Scintilla is happy. All right, and there you go. That's chapter 1. So we're going to keep kind of paying attention to the order our Latin words come in, and the more we pay attention to that, the easier it's going to be for us to kind of figure out what's going on in a Latin sentence. And the more we do it and the more practice we get, the better it'll be as we go along.